Hey, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Cooking with Papavinny. Thank you. We're down here in Miami, Florida again. Well, that's where we live, is in Miami, Florida. And it's a good day down here. It's also Sunday and St. Patrick's Day. So I have a little green on, a little red on for the Italians, a little green for the Irish. And we're going to make today Nannas meatballs. Now, Nanna's recipe I have tweaked, and we have gotten a really good recreation of Nanna's meatballs. I think you're going to love these meatballs, and we're going to make that with a nice sauce, meat sauce, and we're going to serve it with spaghetti later on. For ingredients tonight, we are going to use pork and beef. Now, the trinity to making meatballs that most people accept is pork, beef, and veal. However, today in South Florida, veal is hard to come by, so you can make it however you like it. Remember, these are your meatballs. I'm only showing you a guide that you can start from. And I particularly like beef and pork. Now, I used 3 pounds of beef, and I used the beef that's not the best. I like to use a beef with a little bit of a fat content when I make meatballs. And then I mixed pork, except we don't mix. We want to fold in the ingredients. Because if you put all that meat and all the ingredients in a bowl and you squeeze it, you're going to get hard, stiff meatballs. So basically, you take your meat, and in this case, it's the beef and the pork. We add 1 egg per pound. That is the guide that I use, 1 egg per pound. And I use about 1.5 cups of pecorino cheese. I use salt, of course, salt to your taste, but this one is 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Pepper, about 1 teaspoon of pepper. Chopped parsley, 1/4 cup of chopped parsley, finely chopped. That is the super ingredient that makes this one of the great meatballs, is a combination of garlic and parsley. The parsley, of course, is Italian flat leaf parsley mixed with, garlic is, for these meatballs, I used 5 cloves of pressed garlic. You know those presses that you squeeze the garlic through? It comes out much easier than trying to chop. So use a press. And for this combination of 3 pounds of beef and 1.5 pounds of pork, I used 5 cloves of garlic. Okay, we're going to make a sauce for Nanna's meatballs. And we're going to make almost a Sunday sauce, but it's not going to be quite as elaborate as a Sunday sauce. This sauce is going to have good tomatoes that we're going to sieve. And again, I say sieve because we have to sieve in our family because we're allergic to the seeds and the pieces. Now, by sieving, you actually take out the stems, the seeds, the skin. So it gives you a better grade sauce and a sweeter sauce. Now, once you've sieved, and in this case I'm using 4 28-ounce cans of San Manzano tomatoes. Now, there's different brands of San Manzano. I just happen to be using Centro today, which is a very good brand. And in your local food stores, you could find another San Manzano brand, type of tomato from another company. Now, we start with a sofrito, which is garlic, oil, and some onions. Okay, and we bring that to a brown. With the garlic and oil, we brown in the pan. We do not burn. Please, on a very low, this is an art form, and you have to keep stirring so you do not burn. Once they get past the golden point, then you might as well throw them out, start again. Okay, it leaves a terrible taste in the sauce. So once you get your sofrito finished with your onions, garlic, and oil, I like to put a little red pepper in there. And I put a pinch of red pepper in the sofrito, and that gives a nice warm flavor to the sauce. Then we put our 4 cans of 28-ounce crushed sieved tomatoes. Now, we're going to get going doing the sauce. Okay, we've got the garlic coming up to a nice brown with the onions and a pinch of red pepper in there, and we made our meatballs about the size of 2 golf balls. I like mine a little bit bigger. Some people like small ones. Well, that's your choice. Okay, and we put the meatballs in here. They're frying up nice. Now the oil that you use to fry these should be olive oil, but don't use the extra virgin. Use the light or normal olive oil. I don't think there's a substitute for cooking and frying other than olive oil. That's myself. But you may want to use something like Wesson or some other corn oil or something like that. For me, I like to fry in olive oil. And we got this nice going here. This is going to be really good. Okay, our beautiful meatballs are coming up here and they're nice brown fried dough. We don't want to cook them through. We only want them to cook on the outside, nice and crusty, and we put them inside the sauce. And we'll let them cook in the sauce for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Do not overcook them or they will fall apart and melt into your sauce. So we also have today, to make the sauce a balanced sauce, I put about a half a pound or a pound of hot sausage into the pan. So we're going to put a couple links of hot sausage into here. That gives it a nice spice. So we have in the sauce, we've got our sofrito starter. We have our 28-ounce cans, 4 of them, of San Manzano crushed sieve tomatoes. We have approximately 16 or 18 meatballs with about 2 pounds. I guess it's 2 pounds of sausage. And I like a mix of hot and sweet sausage. Okay, water's coming up to a boil. I lightly salted it with about 1.5 tablespoons of salt, and it's come to a full boil. Always cook spaghetti, any kind of pasta, at a full boil. Never at a low boil or a minimum, or just warm water. You'll get, if you do that, you're going to get mush. All right, the cooking time on spaghetti. Every box of spaghetti or pasta has a cooking time that the manufacturers recommend. It's between 7 and 10 or 12 minutes, depending on what kind. So we're using a number 8 spaghetti, and today we're going to have spaghetti and meatballs. Okay, for Nanna's meatballs with spaghetti, we're also going to have 2 sides. We're going to have zucchini, otherwise called in New York Italian, gagouts. Gagouts and zucchini toasted in olive oil with nicely browned garlic. We're using 3 cloves of garlic for 4 nice medium-sized pieces of zucchini sliced approximately 1/4 inch thick. And the idea is we want to toast them on each side to a golden brown, not burn. And once the garlic comes up to a golden brown and has oozed the flavor of the oil into the garlic oil into our cooking oil, we can remove those cloves. And I put them in the sauce. So then we have mushrooms. Mushrooms, we used approximately 2 pounds of white button mushrooms, clean, and we sliced them, and then we put them in a sauce of mushrooms with garlic, with a little bit of white wine, and a little bit of my basil / garden seasoning from my garden, which we will talk about later. But if you don't want to use that, you can use just salt and pepper. It works really good. Okay. So we have spaghetti, we have zucchini, gagouts, and mushrooms with a white wine sauce in those. Remember, I'm waiting to hear from you. So remember, Cooking with Papa Vinny, leave a message there for us and get back to us soon. Thank you. Have a good time. From all of us down here in South Florida, have a great day, a great St. Patrick's Day. Delicioso, soft, texture, taste, everything is here.